Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something real today. Something we don't always like to confront, but something we need to face. And that's this. Not everyone who walks into your life deserves a front row seat in it. You see, life is like a stage. You've got your main cast, your supporting roles, and then you've got the extras. And if you're not careful, you'll let the wrong people hang around so long that they start messing up your performance. Sometimes to grow, to evolve, to protect your peace, you've got to make the tough decision to cut people loose. Not because you don't care, but because you do. About your own sanity, your own progress, and your own future. Here are 7 signs that it's time to cut all contact with someone. Pay attention, because your next chapter might depend on it. Number 1, they consistently disrespect you. Let me start by saying this. Respect is the foundation of any healthy relationship, whether it's with a friend, a family member, a colleague, or even a romantic partner. Respect is what keeps the connection strong. But when someone repeatedly disrespects you, they're telling you loud and clear that they don't value you. And let me tell you something. The moment you allow disrespect to continue unchecked, you're silently agreeing to it. Disrespect comes in many forms. Maybe it's someone talking down to you, interrupting you, or dismissing your feelings. Maybe they make jokes at your expense, pass off their rude behavior as just being honest, or belittle your opinions. It can even be subtle, like ignoring your boundaries or brushing off the things that matter to you. No matter how it shows up, disrespect chips away at your confidence and your self-worth over time. You see, people treat you the way you allow them to treat you. If you let someone repeatedly cross the line, they'll keep doing it. Why? Because they know they can. But you have the power to change the script. You have the power to say no more. You have a power to say no more. Now, here's the tricky part. Disrespect often starts small. It might begin as a sarcastic comment here, or a dismissive tone there. At first, you might brush it off and think it's not a big deal. But over time, those small slights add up. And before you know it, you're walking on eggshells around someone who doesn't even respect you. The truth is, people who consistently disrespect you don't deserve access to your life. Why? Because disrespect isn't just about their words or actions. It's about the message behind them. When someone disrespects you, they're essentially saying, I don't value your feelings, your boundaries, or your worth. And if they don't value you, why should they have a place in your life? Here's another thing to consider. Respect is a two-way street. If you're giving someone your time, your energy, and your kindness, but they're giving you disrespect in return, that's an unbalanced relationship. You deserve relationships that uplift you, not ones that tear you down. So how do you handle consistent disrespect? First, address it. Speak up for yourself. Let them know their behavior isn't acceptable. Sometimes people don't realize the impact of their actions until it's pointed out. But if you've addressed it and the behavior continues, that's your cue. It's time to distance yourself. Cutting someone off for disrespect isn't about being petty or unforgiving. It's about setting a standard for how you deserve to be treated. When you tolerate disrespect, you send a message that it's okay to treat you that way. But when you walk away, you're sending an even louder message. I respect myself enough to leave. So remember this, respect isn't optional, it's essential. And if someone can't give you that, they don't deserve a seat at your table. Choose yourself, always. Self-preservation. Number 2. They thrive on negativity. Negativity is contagious. It spreads like a virus, slowly infecting everything in its path. And when someone thrives on negativity, it's not just their problem. It becomes your problem too. Let me ask you this. How many dreams have been killed? How many ambitions have been stalled? And how many moments of joy have been stolen because someone chose to focus on the negative? Too many to count. A person who thrives on negativity doesn't just see the glass as half empty. They're the ones who will convince you it's cracked, leaking, and probably poisonous. No matter how much light you bring, they'll find a way to cast a shadow. You could share good news and they'll point out why it won't last. You could propose a solution and they'll tell you why it won't work. You could shine and they'll do everything they can to dim your light. Here's the thing, life is challenging enough. We all face storms. We all have struggles. But there's a difference between someone going through a rough patch and someone who chooses to live in negativity. The person who thrives on it doesn't want solutions. They want to complain. They don't want growth. They want to stay stuck. And worst of all, they often want to drag you down with them. Negativity is heavy. It's draining. It weighs on your spirit and pulls you further from your goals. When you're around someone who thrives on negativity, it can feel like carrying an emotional backpack full of rocks. And no matter how strong you are, sooner or later, that weight starts to take a toll. You find yourself doubting your dreams, second-guessing your decisions, and feeling exhausted after every interaction. Now, I'm not saying you should abandon people the moment they vent or express frustration. We all have bad days, and part of being a good friend or partner is offering support. But there's a difference between someone who's temporarily stuck in the mud and someone who's building a house there. The person who thrives on negativity doesn't want to climb out. They want company in their misery. So protecting yourself from negativity doesn't make you selfish. It makes you wise. You have to prioritize your mental and emotional well-being. And sometimes that means creating distance. It means recognizing when someone's negativity is no longer situational, but habitual. When you spend too much time around negative people, their mindset starts to influence yours. It's like standing in the rain without an umbrella. Sooner or later, you're going to get soaked. But when you surround yourself with positivity, hope, and encouragement, you thrive. So take a hard look at the people in your life. Are they uplifting you or pulling you down? Are they fueling your dreams or feeding your doubts? If someone thrives on negativity, it's okay to walk away. It's okay to protect your peace. Remember, you were made to rise, to grow, to shine, not to sink under the weight of someone else's pessimism. Choose light. Choose positivity. And most importantly, choose you. Number 3, they're envious of your success. Let me tell you something about success. It doesn't just reveal who you are, it reveals who the people around you really are. When you start to climb higher, when you start achieving your goals, not everyone is going to clap for you. And that's okay. But when someone in your circle is envious of your success, that's not just a red flag, it's a flashing neon sign that says this person doesn't belong in your life. Envy is a dangerous thing. It's not just about someone feeling jealous. It's about someone actively resenting the progress you've made. They don't see your hard work, your sacrifices, or your struggles. All they see is your shine, and instead of being inspired by it, they feel threatened by it. You see, a real friend, a real supporter will celebrate your wins as if they were their own. They'll be in your corner cheering you on because they know your success doesn't take anything away from them. But someone who's envious of your success, they can't stand to see you thrive. They'll smile to your face, but secretly hope you stumble. They'll give you half-hearted congratulations, or worse, try to downplay your achievements. Here's the truth. Envy doesn't come from a place of hate. It comes from a place of insecurity. When someone envies your success, it's because they see in you something they feel they're missing. But instead of working on themselves, instead of turning that envy into motivation, they turn it into resentment. And that resentment can quickly become toxic. Envious people have a way of trying to sabotage you, sometimes subtly, sometimes blatantly. They'll plant seeds of doubt in your mind, questioning your choices or making you feel like you don't deserve what you've earned. They might even try to compete with you, turning your relationship into a constant game of one-upmanship. But let me tell you something. Life isn't a competition, and you don't have to shrink yourself to make someone else feel comfortable. The danger of keeping envious people in your life is that their negativity can start to affect you. You begin to second-guess your achievements. You start feeling guilty for your success, as if you're doing something wrong by striving for more. But let me be clear. Your success is not a crime. You've earned every bit of it, and you deserve to enjoy it without apology. A little bit every day. So how do you handle someone who's envious of your success? First, recognize it. Pay attention to their words, their tone, and their actions. If their support feels fake or their comments always have a hint of bitterness, trust your instincts. Then set boundaries. You don't have to cut ties immediately, but you do need to protect your energy. And if their envy turns into outright toxicity, don't be afraid to walk away. At the end of the day, you deserve to be surrounded by people who lift you up, not pull you down. You deserve a circle that claps for you when you win, that motivates you to keep going, and that celebrates the person you're becoming. Number 4, so let them envy if they must. But don't let their insecurity dim your light. Keep shining, keep climbing, and keep being unapologetically you. Because your success is just the beginning. Number 4, they manipulate or gaslight you. Let's get one thing straight right now. A manipulation and gaslighting have no place in a healthy relationship. None. Zero. Whether it's a friend, a family member, a coworker, or a romantic partner. If someone is manipulating you or gaslighting you, they are not someone you need in your life. Why? Because manipulation and gaslighting are tools of control. And you were not put on this earth to be controlled by anyone. Manipulation is subtle. It's sneaky. It's when someone twists the truth, plays mind games, or uses your emotions to get what they want. It's when they guilt trip you into doing things you don't want to do, or convince you to doubt yourself so they can stay in control. And let me tell you, manipulators are good at what they do. They know how to push your buttons. They know how to make you feel like you're the problem, even when you're not. Now let's talk about gaslighting. Gaslighting is one of the most damaging forms of manipulation because it messes with your reality. It's when someone makes you question your thoughts, your feelings, and even your memories. You tell them, "This hurt me," and they respond, "You're being too sensitive." You say, "This happened," and they tell you, "You're imagining things." Over time, you start doubting your own mind. You start thinking, maybe I am overreacting, maybe I am the problem. But let me be clear. You are not crazy, and your feelings are valid. The reason manipulation and gaslighting are so harmful is because they strip away your sense of self. They make you feel powerless, confused, and dependent on the very person who's hurting you. And the longer you stay in that dynamic, the harder it becomes to break free. So how do you know if someone is manipulating or gaslighting you? Pay attention to how you feel around them. Do you feel like you're always walking on eggshells? Do you feel like no matter what you do, it's never good enough? Do you find yourself apologizing for things that aren't your fault, or doubting things you know to be true? Those are all signs that something is wrong. Let me tell you this, a healthy relationship should make you feel safe, supported, and empowered. Not small, confused, or controlled. And if someone is manipulating or gaslighting you, they are not treating you with the respect and care you deserve. Now, breaking free from a manipulative or gaslighting relationship isn't easy. These people know how to make you feel guilty for wanting to leave. They'll say things like, "I only do this because I care," or "You're overreacting." But don't fall for it. Stand firm in your truth. Trust your instincts, and remember, you do not owe anyone your peace or your mental health. Walking away from a manipulative person isn't weakness, it's strength. It's you saying, "I choose myself. I choose my peace. I choose my freedom." And let me tell you, there is nothing more powerful than that. So if someone is manipulating or gaslighting you, don't hesitate to cut ties. Protect your mind, protect your heart, and most importantly, protect your sense of self. Because you deserve better. Always. Number 5, they drain you emotionally. Have you ever walked away from a conversation or an interaction feeling completely exhausted, not because of what you did, but because of what someone else brought into the room? That's emotional drainage. And let me tell you something, it's a real thing. And it's dangerous for your peace, your energy, and your well-being. There are people out there who, whether they realize it or not, are emotional vampires. They don't just take your time, they take your energy, your focus, and your emotional strength. These are the people who constantly unload their problems on you, but never listen when you need support. The ones who demand your attention, but don't reciprocate. The ones who always need something from you, your advice, your reassurance, your presence, but never offer anything in return. You might think, I'm just being a good friend, or it's my job to be there for them. And yes, being supportive is important in any relationship. But here's the thing, there's a difference between supporting someone and carrying someone. If you're always the one giving, always the one pouring out, and never the one being filled back up, that's not a healthy dynamic. But emotionally draining people don't necessarily mean harm. Some of them don't even realize what they're doing, but the impact is the same. They leave you feeling tired, stressed, and sometimes even resentful. And if you keep allowing it, it starts to affect every part of your life. You lose focus on your goals. You lose the energy to pursue your passions. You lose the capacity to care for yourself because you're so busy taking care of them. Ooh. Here's another thing. Emotionally draining people often come with an air of entitlement. They expect you to drop everything for them. They expect you to solve their problems, listen to their complaints, and absorb their negativity without ever thinking about how it affects you. They don't see the toll it's taking on you because in their world, it's all about them. But let me tell you something, you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't be the best version of yourself if someone is constantly draining your energy. You have to protect your emotional reserves because once they're gone, it's hard to refill them. So how do you deal with someone who drains you emotionally? First, recognize the pattern. Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with them. Are you always left feeling depleted? Second, set boundaries. Let them know that your time and energy are valuable and that you can't always be available. And if they don't respect those boundaries, it might be time to reevaluate their place in your life. How do you feel about the situation you find yourself in? How do you set boundaries? It might be time to reevaluate their place in your life. Cutting ties with someone who drains you emotionally isn't selfish, it's necessary. You deserve relationships that uplift you, not ones that weigh you down. You deserve to be surrounded by people who give as much as they take, who fill you up instead of leaving you empty. Remember this, your energy is precious. Don't waste it on people who don't appreciate it. Protect your peace, guard your heart, and focus on the relationships that truly matter. Because you can't build a fulfilling life if someone else is constantly draining you dry. Choose yourself. Always. Number 6, they only show up when they need something. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that some people only seem to call, text, or come around when they need something from you? You don't hear from them when things are going well in their life. You don't see them when you're the one who needs support. But the moment they need a favor, a shoulder to cry on, or someone to fix their problems, they suddenly remember you exist. That, my friends, is not a relationship. That's a transaction. Here's the hard truth. If someone only shows up when they need something, they're not valuing you, they're using you. They're not investing in the relationship, they're withdrawing from it. And the worst part, they'll often make you feel like it's your duty to be there for them, even though they're nowhere to be found when the roles are reversed. You see, healthy relationships, whether they're friendships, family connections, or romantic partnerships, are built on mutual support. It's about give and take. It's about being there for each other, not just when it's convenient, but when it really matters. But when someone is only around for what they can get from you, the relationship becomes one-sided. And let me tell you, one-sided relationships are exhausting. These people don't see your value as a person, they see your value as a resource. Maybe it's your time, your advice, your money, or your emotional support. Whatever it is, they're not interested in giving back. And over time, you start to feel drained, taken for granted, and even resentful. Now, let me be clear. It's okay to help people. It's okay to be there for someone in their time of need. But there's a difference between helping someone out of love and being used out of convenience. If someone only reaches out when they need something, but never checks in on you, never celebrates your wins, and never offers support when you're struggling, it's time to take a step back. It's time to take a step back. How do you deal with someone like this? Start by setting boundaries. The next time they come to you with a request, ask yourself, is this a pattern? Have they been there for me when I needed them? If the answer is no, it's okay to say no to them. You don't have to feel guilty for protecting your time, energy, and peace. And if they react negatively, if they try to guilt you, manipulate you, or make you feel bad for not meeting their demands, that's a clear sign they don't have your best interests at heart. A true friend, a true partner, or a true supporter won't walk away just because you said no. And to answer that question, this is an important question too. Why does this person walk away, and why does it matter? At the end of the day, you deserve relationships that are balanced and fulfilling. You deserve people who value you for who you are, not just for what you can do for them. So don't be afraid to distance yourself from those who only show up when it benefits them. Remember this, your time and energy are precious. Don't waste them on people who don't appreciate them. Surround yourself with those who are there for you in the good times, the bad times, and everything in between. That's what real connection looks like. And you deserve nothing less. Number 7, they block your growth. Growth is a natural part of life. It's what we're here for, to learn, to evolve, to stretch beyond our limits, and to become the best versions of ourselves. But not everyone in your life will be happy about your growth. Some people will actively try to block it. And when someone tries to stand in the way of your progress, you need to ask yourself one question. What am I still doing here? People who block your growth don't do it by accident. They do it because your growth makes them uncomfortable. When you start leveling up, whether it's in your career, your mindset, or your personal life, it can shine a light on their insecurities. They see you becoming something bigger, stronger, and better, and instead of cheering you on, they try to hold you back. Here's how they do it. They discourage you from taking risks. They plant seeds of doubt in your mind. They downplay your achievements and make you question your potential. They might even make fun of your ambitions or act like your dreams are unrealistic. And over time, if you let them, their negativity can make you feel stuck. Now, let me tell you something. No one who truly cares about you will ever block your growth. The people who genuinely have your back will want to see you win. They'll support your dreams, even if they don't fully understand them. They'll push you to be better, not try to keep you in the same place. Yes. But the people who block your growth, they're often coming from a place of fear. Fear that you'll outgrow them. Fear that you'll leave them behind. Fear that your success will highlight their lack of progress. But here's the thing. Their fear isn't your responsibility. You are not here to dim your light just to make someone else feel comfortable. You are not here to dim your light just to make someone else feel comfortable. When someone blocks your growth, they're not just holding you back, they're disrespecting your potential. And staying in a relationship, friendship, or situation with someone who doesn't want you to grow is like trying to plant a seed in cement. No matter how much effort you put in, you're never going to thrive in that environment. So what do? First, identify the people in your life who aren't rooting for your growth. Pay attention to their words, their actions, and their energy. Are they encouraging you or are they discouraging you? Are they clapping for your wins or are they trying to downplay them? Second, set boundaries. Let them know that your growth is non-negotiable. And if they can't respect that, it might be time to create some distance. Walking away from someone who blocks your growth isn't selfish, it's necessary. You cannot stay small just to make someone else feel big. Remember this, you were made to grow, to rise, and to shine. You were not put on this earth to stay in the same place or to live under someone else's limitations. So don't let anyone block your progress. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who challenge you, and who celebrate your journey every step of the way. Because when you're surrounded by the right people, your growth has no limits. And that's the life you deserve. Keep moving forward, always. So, be brave enough to let go of what's holding you back. Be strong enough to walk away from what no longer serves you. And remember, when you clear out the wrong people, you make space for the right ones. Number 2, you become more powerful. You become more responsible. You deserve a life filled with joy, support, and genuine connection. Don't settle for anything less. Keep your head high, your heart open, and your circle small but powerful.